Hi there, this is David again, your plebeian philosopher. We're going to continue our series on political centrism. This is going to be part 2 of 4, and we're going to be covering the center right wing. Okay, the center right wing. Let's talk about some right-wing values. Okay, we'll start with self-reliance. In the most extreme cases of, low population density, you'll get the homesteaders. And the homesteaders, they're going to be in total isolation, and if they can't do it, it just doesn't get done. So the more isolated you are, the lower the population density gets, the more self-reliant you have to be. And the same thing with individualism as well. Individualism is another right-wing value. The generalist skill set. So the generalist skill set, typically in the low population density rural territories, you don't have the labor pools to form teams of specialists. So everyone has to be a generalist in the rural territories. And if you were a specialist, you won't make it. If you don't have all the skills to survive, you simply don't survive. So specialists would have to either generalize or move to the city. So the generalist skill set is, that they can pretty much do everything good enough. They're the jack of all trades. And the right wing definitely emphasizes generalist skill sets. Let's talk about the Second Amendment. Okay, Second Amendment is, if you're in isolation and let's say you call the cops and they're 30 minutes away. The more isolated you are, the more dependent you're going to be on self-defense rather than depending on a specialized police force. That's why the right wing tends to emphasize the Second Amendment. Okay, simpler infrastructure. That's a given. You're in the country. A lot of the infrastructure will be privately owned and maintained and paid for. You'll have people with their own solar. You'll have people dig their own wells. They'll have their own septic tank. There's going to be some public infrastructure rolling through there, maybe some power lines, maybe a road, but it's a lot simpler and it's a lot cheaper. And because it's a lot cheaper, the right wing tends to focus on low taxation and low regulation. A simpler infrastructure is easier and simpler to regulate. And beyond that, a lot of times the rural territories don't have the economic activity to even afford high taxation, and they don't necessarily need it. And then social services. Most of the social services in the right wing, they're private, personalized acts of charity. When you see someone suffering in your community and you've known them all your life and you know exactly their situation, you can address it directly and efficiently. So the right wing tends to focus on, private charity, personalized charity. So this is all something to think about. Links to the other videos in the description. Like and subscribe, and thank you for your time.